Yeah, we just had a discussion and a question about whether the lease was contingent on the grant being approved, and I was gonna ask the city attorney if you could do a quick look through the lease and indicate where that is.
Pass my copy down.
Oh,
See, that's okay. I'm familiar with it. So ask me the question again, Commissioner.
Where exactly is it?
Is the language that says.
It's
Article 11.
contingent upon
Right,
us getting the grant.
Right, I think it's during, in the default section, Article 11.1.
In the default section.
If they don't do the things they're supposed to do, however, based on what we're saying tonight, I would suggest we add a whole different sentence or paragraph that says that if they fail to receive the grant, the lease is null and void. Just be real clear, rather than dealing with the whole default section. Just simply, this lease is contingent upon receiving the grant from the state of Florida, or the grant from it. If they don't receive it by a certain date, depending how long it is for the grant, even if we say by December 31st, then this lease is null and void.
I think that would be more consistent, that would be clearer.
That'd be clearer than
Yeah.
this language. I mean,
Yes.
this language, I understand the interpret to say that way, but why get into an interpretation issue with the whole, what I'm hearing from the commission is, you only want this, maybe you want this, but if you're gonna go along with this, it's only if they get this grant. If they don't get the grant, all bets are off.
Right, and that would be,
So I think we could just add that sentence somewhere else in the document that says just what I just said very clearly.
Consensus?
Sure.
Agreed. Commissioner Mercer?
I just wanted to comment for the Vice Mayor in reference to the Thief's building. There's been a lot of activity, like Mike said, for larger art to be created there, the kilns, because that area is actually zoned for kilns, glass blowers, and also with the artist lofts, those artists are already looking to relocate here. In empty buildings, in empty warehouses. Friday, we closed on the first artist loft. There'll be another one right behind it.
All but one is sold.
It is, yeah, it has not been closed on yet, but they've all been sold. And those artists are actually looking at opening businesses and relocating their businesses here. So, yeah.
We're seeing some success, and there's a tremendous amount of interest. And again, you know, the discussions we have as the family, we're not necessarily understanding that we're maybe entering a successful period here with some things that are gonna be some exciting things happening. We've got, like you said, the bones. It's figuring out how to use them and put them to best use.
And I would just suggest too, at this point, that when I mentioned that public buy-in, public support, that's really what I hope for our future here, is that we vet things properly enough so everybody has all the information ahead of them, so that we're really involving them in the process of it. We've got a lot of good things, and we're in the we have everything at our, I can't wait to present to you some of the things that I've been studying up on and been found. It's very, very exciting, and I'm really, really thrilled about it. And to see how it translates, Vice Mayor, into an economic, viability. But it's not rocket science. It's already being done in other places, and we have, put my cheerleader pom-poms on. We have the best environment to do it in, because we're so unique and we're so different, and we have such talented people here in this community. Like I said, if we could just set the parameters so that the buy-in is everybody's on the same page about it, it's going to make progress happen a lot faster when it comes to implementing programs that the people want. So you have questions or whatever, call us, please. Ask your questions ahead of time. I know we have other jobs too, but we'll try to get back to you as quickly as possible. You shouldn't be concerned or worry about anything. We're here and we're going to answer your questions and we'll figure it out together. But let's just try to all get on the same page, because I think we all want the same things a lot of times, but we come at it from so many different directions we get confused. So I appreciate everybody. Commissioner Zerdy?
I'd like to make a motion that we would approve the lease agreement with the stipulation that if the grant isn't successful, that it reverts back.
Do I have a second?
Just one more thing. In talking with the attorney earlier, there's a provision for 15 years. The lease, the grant actually says no less than 10 years. Is that correct?
From July 1st, 2014, 10 years. But this was done with additional phases in mind.
I mean, the question to the manager, I was asking is, did you want to go the full 15 years, or did you want to go 10 period,
To
or
make it
10 with an
grant.
option for 5, or something like that? I mean, 10 is the minimum for the grant.
10 is the minimum.
And that's what
Right.
I would recommend that we move.
Let's move to 10.
I would amend the motion to put the stipulation and also 10-year lease.
And that's
With an
muddy-
option.
Not to muddy the water a little bit more, but since I haven't seen the grant, I'm not sure if they're gonna need the grant to be sent 10 years from the day the grant's awarded.
That's correct.
So it may not be 10 years from July 1st, it might be 10 years from October 1st, but just so we're clear, it might want to be 10 years and 3 months.
No, thank you for
Okay.
letting us know that, that's good
That's great.
clarification.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I amend my second to match the first.
Okay. I'm going to, normally in special meetings, we don't have public comments, but I'm going to open it up to it. Since I don't believe there was proper vetting of this issue ahead of time, I want to let people speak.
Good for you.
Mr. Tim, followed by Ms. Sharp.
Peter Tim, North Low Street, I don't blame you, I wanna shut the people up too. I think you people should stop giving Lake Worth away. We're giving this to the CRA for 10 years on hopes that they get this grant, on hopes that they might do something. It's our building, we fixed it up, we paid for that. Now, we're gonna give it to somebody else. The CRA in their heyday never came before the commission, they just ran their own show. Now that they're broke, they're coming to you for everything. They want you to put up money to finance this also, not just them. And they're not gonna stop. And neither is anybody else who wants something from us and wants us to pay for it. And I have news for you, we don't have any money. And if you keep on this course, you never will have any money. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sharp, followed by Lynn Anderson.
Loretta Sharp, 1311 South Palm Way. I very much support this project. I like this project much better than redoing the shuffleboard course. And I think if you go back to Tropical Ridge, you'll see that a lot of that, doing the shuffleboard course has disappeared. It's just not there anymore. And it was rushed, I was there, and it was a really rushed thing. But I handed these out because this should have gone before Tropical Ridge. Not just the artists, I love the artists that are in Lake Worth, are the ones I know I love. But it should have gone, the discussion should have gone to Tropical Ridge Neighborhood Association. We fought very hard to do this, to make these neighborhood associations. If you don't include these residents, you're never gonna have people buy in. They're not gonna buy in if you don't include the residents that belong to these neighborhood associations. I'm not a president of one of these. I think I was vice president of South Palm Park in 1987, and 1988, and 1989. And that's as far as I wanted to go with, okay? But we have to include them. And if you don't include them, you're not gonna get buy-in. I think if you took these drawings to Tropical Ridge's next meeting, Michael, and you talk to them about them, I don't think they'd even want you to do the shuffleboard course. I would much rather see all those artists that can't sell the artwork out of the lofts have the open air on Friday and Saturday and Sunday to sell their artwork. Why not? That would really make it an art community. That would really bring the arts in. And I did grants for years and years and years, and I know how grants pop up. But when you have drawings that was done in March, you have time to notify the people in the neighborhoods.
Thank you. Lynn Anderson?
Thank you, Lynn Anderson, 1001 Drive. I think the worst part of this tonight is the fact that it was put on the agenda at the last minute. Nobody in the town knew about it. We did have a public vetting on this, 2 charrettes in fact, and I believe Commissioner Roy was the only one from the commission that attended. The consensus was